Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Pink Plumbob here and today I'm bringing you another brand new speed build. And today guys I'm bringing you a fortune teller's shop and house. So it's all very whimsical and mystical going on. Well, you probably have had a lot of these builds recently, to be honest, because of the recent game pack, which is the Realm of Magic, and it's been absolutely fabulous to play. I've actually been getting back into doing a lot more playing The Sims rather than just building, and I've been really enjoying the whole magical side of things because I'm not really into occult Sims like the vampires. I'm really not bothered by. I've played a little bit with mermaids, but it doesn't really affect, I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea, the occult Sims, but I have been enjoying having a go at becoming a magical sim. So I did create a new family and I've actually really enjoyed playing with them, and I think I'm going to continue playing with them because I do really like it. And I've got my sim to be like a master magician or whatever it's called, and and she can do all sorts of things, and it's quite fun. It's really interesting. If you want the family, I could upload them to the gallery for you, but if not, don't worry. But I had the idea, people have been doing kind of like gypsy caravans and fortune telling little trailers and stuff like that, but I decided I was going to build a full-on shop because I feel like I was kind of inspired by English shops in particular. Especially we have kind of like a shop downstairs, and then you have a living area upstairs where the bedroom is and stuff like that, and I really wanted to build that sort of thing and have so this is what I had in mind. I'll go through the story. So this is a fortune teller's shop, and they have bought the shop and they've also bought the house next door. Now this lot is classed as a residential lot because you obviously can't actually do fortune telling, but I thought it'd be more useful as a residential lot where they can live there, and then you can use roleplay and kind of get Sims to come in, and you can pretend that they have their fortune told and stuff. And she also has within the shop, it's an oddities shop as well, so there's lots of clutter everywhere, there's lots of bits and pieces everywhere. I wanted it to look really cluttered and really kind of oldie worldy and kind of a bit mad, and rugs everywhere, and yeah, I kind of went a bit mad with the clutter. So a lot of it is spent decorating with the clutter, but overall I really do like how this has come out. It's exactly what I intended to build, and it is inspired, like I said earlier, by English shops and stuff like that. So I'll give you a bit of info about it. So this is built on the 30 by 20 lot in Glimmerbrook. I can't get my words out, I'm sorry. And this is actually built on I think it's called Elixirs and Potions or something. It's the bar. It's a really naff bar that EA built. No offense, EA. It was a crap bar. And I did actually watch the little Simsy video saying everything that's wrong with this. And to be honest with you, she's 100% right in what she said. She's not being unfair and stuff like that. She's being very fair with what she said, and I completely agree with everything she said. And it was just quite funny to watch because it's stuff I hadn't noticed myself, but then once you know about it, you can't unsee it, like that door missing from one of the houses and stuff. But yeah, you ought to give that a watch because it is quite funny, to be honest with you. Yeah, I can't remember where I was. I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'll go back to this and then I'll probably pick it back up again. So this has got 2 bedrooms and it has got 2 bathrooms, and one of those bathrooms is within the shop itself. I felt like with a fortune teller shop, they might need a bathroom. I was thinking more for the emotional side of things, like if a sim got upset, they could go and freshen themselves up in the toilet, wash their face or whatever, and sort themselves out that way. And also it's handy to have a toilet for within a shop anyway. So that's the kind of thought process behind that one. And it has got 3 stories, but I only build on 2 stories. So the top floor is completely empty. There's nothing going on. There's not even a staircase up there. I kind of left that up to you. If you guys wanted to download this and you wanted to build your own floor, and maybe you wanted to build a proper attic and stuff like that, but it is a completely livable space on the 3rd floor. You could also build in the bedroom or an office, I don't know, a reading area, something like that. So there is plenty of space, and all you need to do is just stick in a staircase somewhere, delete a few items, and voila, you have got yourself a third floor. So like I said earlier, the main shop is full of clutter and oddities, and there is also a sitting area in there as well. There's a little till area, and also in the rounded space there, which you can see on the left hand side of the screen, that is actually where the fortune teller gives her, I don't know, what would you call it, like her words of wisdom, something like that. So that's what she does there. She does it in that window, and I thought it was a good idea to have the window where the fortune telling like area is, so that people walking past could see people getting their fortunes told and stuff. It's not very private, I'll admit, but I just thought it was a nice idea. And I did use one of the familiars, which I believe came with the Magic Realm. I've not been aware of them beforehand. So I did use one of those, which is one that hasn't been binded to a sim, so it literally just looks like a crystal ball. And I thought that was perfect. And I did use a lot of debug items in this, like I used a lot. And I really enjoyed building it, I've got to say. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the colour scheme that I did. I kind of like the whole purpley bluey kind of theme and stuff like that. And I had built this a while ago, and I've only just like brought myself to do the editing thing, because I've kind of been having like a little creative break from my channel, purely because the last build I did completely wiped out my entire creativity, and I didn't want to force a build for the sake of it. So I thought, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna relax, there's no rush. And I'd rather do stuff in my own time when I want to build something, rather than force myself to build something for the sake of it. I'd rather put my heart and soul into something and get something that I've enjoyed building out there. So that's the reason why it's taken so long. But that mobster mansion, it did wipe out a lot of my creativity, and it took because I put my whole heart and soul into that. And I really enjoyed that, and that was really good for me. It was something I really enjoyed building. So something like this is Fortune Teller Shop. This was a nice kind of introduction back to the channel, and to start new fresh ideas coming through. And I have got some more ideas in my head now, and I'm going to start building them. Now I'm kind of really enjoying the theme of doing like kind of English themed builds, so it gives you a taste. I mean, a lot of Americans do watch my channel. I don't really get any people from the UK actually watch this channel. I think it's more you American guys out there. So I thought, you know, I could do a few English themed builds for you, so you can get a taste of what it's like over the pond, and you know, you can see how our way of life is, because a lot of the houses people build are like very Americanized, or they're Mediterranean and stuff like that. So it'd be nice to do some more traditional English builds. So you don't even have to come over here, so you don't have to spend the money. You can see it all here on my channel. Now this little shop does also have a little outdoor area there, and there are some small planter boxes there, which I got from the debug menu, and just a little bench and stuff. It's nothing too exciting. I didn't focus too much on the landscaping with this. I focused more with the interior, because that's where my ideas were at. And I did struggle a little bit to kind of get to grips with how the exterior was going to be. Like, once I got the main shop built, that was great. But then the garden, I kind of struggled with a little bit. I was kind of, should I do this? Should I do that? But then it came together in the end. So it did take a little bit of fiddling, but I got there in the end. And also we'll go back onto like the interior of the shop. So there are a lot of curtains about in the shop as well. So I thought that the fortune teller could close the curtains when they're having a private fortune told, but they leave the ones open so the public can see, sort of thing. I don't know if that's how it actually works. I've never actually been to a fortune teller's. I'm a little bit skeptical about them, to be honest with you. Because I went to a medium show the one time. This was a few years ago now. Excuse me, that was my phone going off. And I went with some friends, and we just thought we'll go for a laugh and we'll go and see what's going on. Anyway, I was kind of hoping for the woman to pick up on something to do with my dad, because unfortunately my dad passed away when I was 17 years old. So I was kind of had a little bit of hope that maybe she'd pick up something and he'd come through, and she did. She got through to a couple of people, but they all seemed to be sat together. Like, they weren't very stretched out, and she kind of was quite generic as well. She was kind of like, I'm thinking of a man who had cancer, and I started thinking, oh yeah, that could be my dad, and then it kind of went off in a different direction. Well, the thing is, a lot of people these days get cancer, so it's quite a generic thing. And then they'll say like a name beginning with the letter D or something. Oh, it could be a David, it could be a Darren, I don't know, something like that. So I've always been quite sceptical, and I was more sceptical after that because, you know, there was like this group of women sat together and they all seemed to get something, and it was kind of like nobody else in the room got it bar these 3 women, and it was just a little bit, I don't know, like, you know, everybody's got somebody that they've lost at some point, and it's just weird how only the 3 women got some answers and nobody else did. It could just be a coincidence, she could be a legitimate medium or psychic, whatever, but it was a good laugh and it was quite interesting. But since then I've kind of been pretty sceptical because I just thought, I don't know, it's always been a bit dodgy. And there's also a really good compilation on YouTube of like psychics like screwing up, and it's quite good. So Google that, like psychics messing up or something, into Google, and you'll get a compilation, not Google, YouTube, and you'll get a compilation of it, and it is funny, I've got to say, it's quite funny. But yeah, anyway, we'll go back to the house now. So let me talk about the garden a little bit. Sorry, I've got all my notes and I've lost where I am now. So there's not a lot going on with the outdoors, like I said earlier. You've got your washing line and you've also got your wash tub, which is very like typical of England. We've got our washing lines out there, and I thought I wanted this house in particular to kind of be a little bit behind with the times, a little bit not up to date with the technology and stuff like that. So they don't have a washing machine, they have a wash tub. And also, like upstairs in the apartment, they've just got a little square TV in there. Like, maybe this is an older woman and she doesn't want to, she's not really bothered about keeping up with the time. She's just happy doing what she's doing. And it's also quite old-fashioned, the kind of interior I went for both the house and the shop as well. But here's this little like section I was talking about, so that people can see outside, from the outside in, sorry, and get an idea of what goes on. But I actually really like the way this little room turned out. It's really cute, actually. And I love that rug as well in that swatch. I love like the whole moon. It must be a moon thing. Yeah, it's a moon thing. Like the different stages of an eclipse or whatever. But I really did like this build in the end. It's really cute, and I actually contemplated moving one of my sims in, my magical sim, but I thought, I don't know, I don't like moving sims into builds I've made. I know that sounds really strange. I like to go on the gallery and find houses that other people have made, and I'm happy to furnish them. It's just building them, I don't know, I don't like using my own builds. I don't know why that is. I don't know. Never mind. But yeah, I always go on the gallery and find other houses that other people have built, and I do try like other YouTubers and stuff like that, and then I do see what houses they've got available at the time. But yeah, I don't like to move my sims into houses. It's not really my my cup of tea, really. I just got a text, sorry. Sorry, carrying on. Sorry, I was just reading that. Oh my god, I'm all over. Also, yeah, so I have been away for a while, and I'm trying to think of everything I've been up to recently. I haven't really been up to much. I can't remember what I last spoke to you guys about. Let me think for a second. No, nothing in particular. I mean, I'm going out this Saturday night with my girlfriends, so I'm very excited for that. And also, how has everybody been? And also, a very warm welcome to any new subscribers to my channel. I really appreciate the subscribes. It means a lot to me. Any comments, any likes, anything like that. It all is very much appreciated. And also, welcome to the Plumbob family. Like, it's nice to have you on board. Any criticisms, any positives, any negatives, let me know what you think. Any ideas, let me know. I say this every time, but any ideas are welcome, and I'm always looking for new and like unusual ideas. I mean, I know a few people have like done a fortune teller's place, but I haven't seen a shop, so I thought I'd do a shop instead, because I actually did think of this idea before I really looked on YouTube at what other people had done, but then other people thought the same thing, and I thought, oh, I bet people think I'm like trying to copy or whatever. So I made sure that what I built was different to theirs. I didn't want to build the same sort of thing, because it just get, you know, you can only see a certain type of build so many times, you know what I mean? And I know I'm late to the party with the whole Realm of Magic thing as well, but I thought it kind of was a combination of all sorts. So I used a lot of the vampire stuff in here, and I tell you what, the vampire stuff works really well with Realm of Magic, and I'm trying to think what else. And I'd say a few objects from Cats and Dogs works really well with this as well, and a lot of base game. I must say I have used a lot of base game in this, which is surprising because I never ever use base game items. And as you can see here, I'm just digging through the debug menu, and I like the idea of having these crystals as well, like maybe all the crystals represent different things, and maybe they have like a magical aura about them and they're quite expensive, stuff like that. So I did go through the crystals, and there is a lot of crystals. Also, if you can hear banging, there is my neighbour's getting some work done or something, so apologies for the background noise if you can hear it. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. Oh yeah, and I put this like spell book here because I thought that was a nice idea, and literally I just clutter it up as much as I can. And I like the fact I put loads of rugs everywhere. I mean, I don't mean to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I just wanted it to look really kind of over the top, old-fashioned and that kind of thing. And I also think that eagle's like skull on top of the counter works really well as well, kind of like that sort of oddity thing. And I put a few like book things, like book displays around as well, so you know, maybe there's some sort of psychic books that your Sims could buy and stuff like that. And then here I'm just building a little seating area. I thought maybe it could be almost like a little waiting area for when people want to go in and get their fortunes told. And then you can see the doorway there, which is through to the bathroom. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a direct door which goes into the main house. Your Sim will have to go back outside and around. I wanted to keep the two of them completely separate, but I did include those windows, so you can kind of see in there a little bit. I wanted it to be kind of, yeah, this is her house as well, sort of thing. It's not 100% private, but you know, you've got a bit of windows, you've got a bit of window space going on there. And it was also great to use the configurable stairs. I mean, how amazing is that update? Like, we have been wanting something like this for ages, and finally we've got it. However, how many years has it been? 5 years or something. 5 years later we've got that, and I think the next thing now is spiral staircases. I mean, I'd love spiral staircases to come back. I mean, it just gives me Sims 1 vibes all over again. I mean, I just loved putting in the spiral staircases in my Sims 1 houses and stuff like that. Gets me really excited. And also there's been a lot of rumours about the university. I mean, I know that there was that leak, I believe it was from Target or something, some shop that you guys would know about, and some employee leaked it or something like that, saying that university was going to be released in November, was it? Or yeah, it would be November. So hopefully we will get university finally. Better late than never, and I'm hoping that they've worked really hard on it and made something like, I don't know, I never went to university myself. It wasn't for me, and it's not for everybody. Like, everyone thinks, oh, I've got to go to university, it's like the thing to do, and it's like, no, you don't have to do it. And like, I've known people who have gone to university and they've managed to just kind of get the same sort of jobs that I can get. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're overqualified technically, but because they can't get the job they want, they just get a basic job, just working in a shop or whatever, and you don't even need qualifications for that, really. It's just one of those things, but it just depends in what course they've taken and what job they're after, I guess. I mean, if you work like as a nurse or something, you're more likely to get recruited for that job, because nurses and doctors and stuff, they're always needed, and like policemen. I mean, I don't know, do you take a university course for like firefighting and police? I'm not too sure. I don't think you do, actually. I think you just apply and then you kind of have to take all these different tests, so it's got like its own tests which come with it. But I don't know if that works a little bit differently over in the US, but I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look it up, actually. But I definitely know, like, in terms of our kind of National Health Service, we have to have fully qualified nurses and stuff like that. And you go to university to do that. And I know that because my best friend, she actually studied to become a nurse through the university and got her job there. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And also something like on about like the health and that, like we obviously over here in the UK we get our health care stuff for free. And I feel sorry for you guys in the US. Like, it must be so expensive if you like do something to yourself. Like, I guess because I've always taken advantage of the NHS. I've never like actually really used it ever. Touch wood. I've never broken anything. I've never needed to go to hospital for anything really. Just minor things like to accident and emergency. But like you guys in the US, God, you must pay an absolute fortune for medical bills and stuff. And I guess it's something that I thought naively all countries had like a free, oh yeah, you just go to the hospital, this, that and the other. But no, you Americans don't do it. And I think a lot of countries don't do it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I've completely gone off track here. Really sorry. So we're back into the kitchen now. I've nearly finished it now as I was waffling on. And I actually really like the way this little kitchen turned out. It's very oldie worldy. Right, now we're on the upstairs. It's kind of like the landing / living space. Wanted it to be just like a cute little like flat thing, and I will say the master bedroom is rather small. It's on the small side, but I have play tested everything, which is rare for me, and because there was so much clutter I wanted to make sure that the Sims could get around easily. Now I will say the master bedroom, it does have a double bed, but they can only get to one side of it, unfortunately, because of I've put furniture along the one wall so they can't actually get past it. Well, I think they can go through the little gap a little bit, but for some reason they can't get on the bed. So that's a little bit of an but yeah, anyway, so we'll talk about the living room here. So once again, this is full of clutter. It's full of kind of like blues and purples and like darky kind of colours and kind of more oldie worldy colours, and I also use a lot of dark wood here and just lots of dark colours, and I think it went really well with the shop. It kind of matches the shop quite nicely, but I did add a little bit of personality to the two bedrooms. Now I would say that the one bedroom is more of a guest bedroom more than like, you know, a proper Sims bedroom, but it will house another Sim. There is a single bedroom that'd be perfect for a teenager or a child. You just have to add some like toys and stuff, and like I said earlier, you have got the third floor as well to create an extra living space for somebody, and also there is enough stuff here for a cat. I decided to add a cat because they're quite mystical, and you know, I could imagine like a black cat living here, and so I did put some pet stuff down off camera, because I kind of thought about it after I started building. I thought, oh, I best put a cat in, and the litter tray is located outside as well. And yeah, so I did shrink the fireplace here because I thought a fireplace would be really nice in this little living space. And like in the UK, we get a lot of Victorian houses with old fireplaces and stuff, so that's the kind of vibe I was going for there. Just and then here I'm just like cluttering up even more and trying to find things to put on the walls and stuff. So so yeah, there's quite a few little things to do around the house. There's nothing in terms of skill building items which is like major, but you have got the chess table and stuff like that, and lots of bookcases. So there's plenty of things to kind of keep you busy for a little while, but then you know, you're more than welcome to edit or do anything you want to this house. You know, you could build the upstairs and put in loads of skill building items up there. So you're free to do whatever. So yeah, and also with the master bedroom, I don't believe I put in any like wardrobe or chest of drawers in there purely because of the lack of space, but there is a chest of drawers in the second bedroom, and I did give them both a little bit more personality and change the colours up a little bit. I mean, I will say the master bedroom is more purpley, so it's kind of going with the theme, but the second bedroom here, it's a green and kind of reddy wood theme, so it's nice. But yeah, I use this bed from Cats and Dogs. I thought it's quite traditional. I thought the other bed that came with Realm of Magic was too big for this room. It's too grand for this room. Completely grand. And so I thought this Cats and Dogs bed works really well with the patchwork quilt and stuff, and I thought, yeah, it goes really nice with like those old-fashioned curtains with the tartan and stuff like that, or the check. And I use I'm pretty sure that's Vampire's wallpaper I used as well. And I just clutter up this little sideboard here with lots of perfumes and bottles and stuff, so it looks like little lotions and potions and stuff like that. And I do use a lot of candles in this as well, and a lot of like crystals and stones, as you can see, which I got from the debug menu, as I've said a million times. So yeah. And so there's not that much going on in here really. It's more for decoration than anything. Like the entire shop downstairs is pure decoration. You can't use it. But if you did want to, you know, make it into a proper shop and stuff, all you have to do is change it from a residential lot to a shop of whatever kind you want to make it. And I also think the location for this little shop is perfect as well, because obviously it was the crappy bar that was here before, but now it's kind of looks like a proper like little shop, and it works really well actually. And I really like that. I love the world of Glimmerbrook. It's absolutely beautiful, and it does remind me very much of England, I must say. It does definitely remind me of it. That and Windenburg definitely remind me of England a lot. But there's not too much going on in here either. Like, you have got a desk and stuff and a bookcase, but there isn't a computer. Like I said earlier, they're quite behind on technology, and they are into the more traditional ways of doing things. So non-electrical and stuff like that. And I also thought those radiators worked really well. There is also a little bathroom up here as well. It's got all the basics in it, so it's nothing too exciting. But to be honest guys, I think I'm going to finish it here. There's not much more to talk about on this, so I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the build, and I hope you like it. You can find this build on my hashtag EmmaPP in the gallery, or alternatively through my username, which is x-pinkplumbob-x, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.